Hi there, my name is Dawn Sparks, and thank you very much, Susan, for inviting me to do this little presentation for your class. It was a lot of fun, and anyway, that was Amanda Wingfield from Tennessee Williams' Glass Menagerie. And I just want to say, just a quick few words about that particular little bit that I did. It's not a monologue in the true sense of the word. There really isn't one for Amanda in that play. She is actually talking to someone, so but it was the closest thing I could come to a monologue, and it kind of gives you an idea of sort of how we would maybe put something like that together. So a bit about the process. I first take, what I do myself is I will take the piece of text that I'm going to be using and I retype it without any punctuation, any stage directions, anything. I just type it in a long, do I have it handy? I don't have it handy with me, but just sort of a couple of sheets of paper, just one sentence, one sentence, one sentence. And what this does for me is allows me to look at the words, look at the text just as it's written without any other kind of input into that. It helps the memorization process a little bit, but it also just helps me as I'm going through it. I'm reading the words and letting them hit me and letting them drop down and sort of grab whatever emotions are in there. And that takes a lot longer, and normally I would spend a lot more time than I did on this particular presentation, just letting some of those words, the words that popped out at me that meant something to Amanda, words like southern and light. She talks a lot about things being light and airy, and anyway, so that's a big part of my process, is just really letting the words sit down in the seat of my emotions, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But maybe Susan will be able to explain that a little bit further. And then the other thing that we start doing is, getting a sense of who this person is. What is it that she is trying to get? So there's something called superobjective, which is, my underlying deep, desperate need. And I think Amanda's, for me, and for every actor, it's going to be different with every piece of text. But for me, for Amanda, she desperately, desperately needs security and safety. She has not got that in her life. So that's her overall drive. And then in this particular, so then we take the scene and we look at what am I trying to get in this particular scene. And then this scene, I want the gentleman caller to marry my daughter. But really, for me, what I realized is the only way Amanda can do this is she's selling herself. She's wooing the gentleman caller herself. So throughout this whole little segment, she's flirting, and it's so desperate and so sad, but she's flirting with this young man. She wants him to just be drawn into her family so that, he just wants to stay. Anyway, so that's the sort of the other part of breaking down a bit of writing in order to get that sense of it. And then I take the text that I've typed out and I break it into bits or beats, or bits and beats, really. So breaking each segment into what's this little segment about, what's this segment about, what's this segment about. And so that when I'm actually saying the things, hopefully it's getting across to you, the audience, what it is that I want. Why am I saying these words? In other words, like why do I say what I say? What's going on there? And again, I would probably spend a lot longer breaking it down than I did for this presentation. I feel like now, sitting here talking to you about it, oh yeah, there's even more going on. But anyway, that's how that goes. So that gives you a little bit, and then things like having fun with hair and makeup. What's this person's? And for me, I'm quite a physical person. I tend to get my input about a character very quickly physically. I tend to just naturally get a sense of how they move, how they dress, what their makeup's going to look like. That's sort of how I work. Some people work differently, but that just tends to be. I tend to be what's called a kinesthetic person, so I go from how things feel, how movement is. So again, doing something like this, how would Amanda carry herself? What kind of clothes does she wear? What's the era? That sort of thing. Anyway, hopefully not to rabbit on too long. Hopefully that was enjoyable, and have fun and good luck. Thank you.